Welcome in. It is the ATB show. You can go to atbshow.com to find all of our social mediums where we haunt you with all the deliciousness of Boston sports. Have a great week. Good night, everybody. Oh, my God. So anyway, checking in from beautiful downtown New Hampshire. My name's Timmy. Adam is in Connecticut. We got Rubber Shoes in Studio R in Lowell, beautiful downtown Massachusetts. And I love that Uncle Duke's, we're going there immediamente, which is Spanish for next. I love that he's got the bird shirt on because I think, honestly, it is Larry Bird's not walking through that door. And I'm going to go back before the series started. I do believe Uncle Duke's called the sweep.
Gentleman sweep.
Rubber Shoes called the sweep. You called the gentleman's sweep. I called 4-2.
Dumbass. Strikes again.
Listen. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's terrible. You're putting like a Michael Jordan right now, where you're like, we took care of you. We took care of you. Now tonight we take care of. Is that what you're doing?
Well, no, and honestly, because I'm so annoyed by the whole series. Annoys me. Atlanta's so friggin' boring. They're boring. I'm sorry, they're boring.
Yep.
This is for Adam, talking about stuff that you can't get anywhere else. Trey's hair is so confusing to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go with it. Salon style with Timmy. Let's go.
Come with me. Walk with me. Take this journey with me. You're at the fair. Pick any fair.
Please.
And you're walking past a little kid, and he's got that convoluted cardboard cone that used to be chock full of cotton candy, but now there's only a few little wisps left. That is what Trey's head looks like. And I can't
he's only
imagine.
24 years old, too. He's so young.
Look at me. I am old. I am no longer spry. I'm not closing defense. I'm not man-to-man with him on the floor all squeezed out. But I trust even our best athletes on the Celtics, when you get close, you sort of just get pulled in. And you're like, what is doing with that peanut on your head? And who does, like, if he were going to come back next year with a new look, and I always loved, God bless Kobe. Kobe would come back, big fro, little fro, dialed, shaved. Like, he always had different looks. Mm-hmm. Like the many Barbies of Kobe, right? There were all these different hairstyles. I think Trey needs to come back with just cornrows. I think that would be a great look for him. I don't know what's going on haircut is annoying, and it's even more annoying when you're watching the end of the game and your wife is asking you while she Candy Crushes. Hi, Janina. Why? Even my wife, and yes, she started 4 years of varsity at Engadine, yes, but anyway, she's like, why aren't they doubling him? Right? And I said they're going to inbound. Trey's going to throw up a 4-pointer. Good night, everybody. Like, and he does. That was a Dana Barros 3-pointer.
Yes.
Well, the worst part was Brown gave it to him, and afterwards he's like, "Yeah, I made a shot from the logo. That's a really hard shot." I'm like, "Yeah, but dude, you were a good 3 feet away. Like you gave him that length. Make him go to the basket. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He has struggled. He's not super. He's been on fire. He hit 3 straight threes from that. From around that area just recently. So he's clearly got that going right now. Make him do something different. Press him. And Jay didn't do that. And that was disappointing. And to Janina's point, or to yours, Timmy, I'm not sure, but the double team never came. Joe never made that. We talked about this for months, that Missoula, what's he going to do in the playoffs? How is he going to handle this? He didn't make the double team. They wanted a 9-0 run. Obviously, it was a lot more than that, but he could have called one of those, use it or lose it timeouts. Right before the 3-minute, they had one, the 3-minute mark comes where you automatically drop down to 2 timeouts left. And he doesn't use it. And they were on a 9-0 run at that point. So I don't know why he didn't do that. And there's just a lot of bonehead and frustrating mistakes. There's no reason you're up by 13 with under, 6 minutes or 5 minutes to go and you lose at home in the playoffs. That's why the shirt's on backwards, because it was a really pathetic, I don't use that word lightly, pathetic effort in the fourth quarter last night.
So I will say this about, just to put a bow on the Trae Young thing. So I hear what you're saying about not the hair thing. I don't have an opinion on the hair.
Come with me on this
Bow
journey.
in the hair.
Come
No,
on the
that's what
journey.
I was going
Come
with
on.
bow in the hair to help him out. Sorry.
Well, the hair thing is you said the Celtics must be real close looking at it. Well, none of the Celtics were close to him.
No, I appreciate that. I'm just saying,
okay.
I would get in there and I'd be like, "What's doing?"
What's going on?
I'd be
here?
like, "Yeah, no, come back here. Somebody call a timeout. We got to talk about this hair." It's oh god.
So-
Anyway, go ahead.
So what I was going to say is, I hear Scotty. I hear your point about like, do we double team him? Don't give him 3 feet of length to shoot that shot. But for me, right, I think he's a tough cover. Like, I know people say he's had a tough season. He hasn't had a great season. He's a tough cover for Jaylen Brown. He's a tough cover for Marcus Smart, was horrible in this game, especially down the stretch.
Wow.
I almost think you put Derek White on him. Honestly, I don't know why Derek White wasn't on him.
Well, he wasn't.
Nonetheless, he wasn't in the game at that point, right? Derek White's never in the game. He's like their 3rd best player right now, and he's not in the game at the end of the
Missoula thing. Yeah, that's
Right,
another
it's
Missoula
terrible.
thing that needs to get figured out.
So I don't know what you do in that situation. I think Jaylen Brown actually said it best at the post-game press conference. We shouldn't have even been in that situation. Like, you're down, you're up 13. All you have to do is make a couple of buckets. Like, that's literally all you have to do, and they couldn't do that. And Tatum was so lackadaisical down the stretch. It was unbelievable. He just
all
looked
they
like he was
care about
asleep.
is running the clock down. It's like, oh, we got to run out as much of this 24 seconds as we can before we decide to make a stupid play and put up a bad shot.
Sure.
It's like,
Yeah.
is it better to run your regular offense and get 2 points, or to run down 24 seconds and get no points?
Right.
Turn the ball over. They didn't even get to that point though. The problem is to Billy. To your point, Billy. You're spot on, bro. They were running that high pick and roll. They ran it 3 times in a row, and they blitzed them with a double team. Whoever was the ball handler. Once it was Smart, once it was Brown, and once it was Tatum. And they blitzed the double team at him. And each one of those times, they deflected the pass out of the double team, and they turned the ball over. And it was funny because going into that half, the Celtics, like right near the end of the half, had their very first turnover, or the first 2 turnovers at the very end of the first half. So they were taking care of the basketball up until late in the 4th quarter, where, to Billy's point, they got away from what they were doing. They got away from their offense for no reason other than, let's try to work the clock. Run your offense.
But at least they got Blake Griffin in the game.
I'm gonna drink some more.
At least they got the 9th, 10th player on their bench, Blake Griffin, in the game. Instead of
that's
playing
another. Don't even get me started.
Pritchard or Grant Williams, or guys
where
that
is Grant
actually
Williams?
can contribute.
I don't know where
one
Grant
game
Williams
this
is. It drives me
series.
nuts.
Look at Scotty.
I don't. 6 minutes. Not even like it wasn't even cursory.
I know.
He came in and played 6 minutes in the fucking second half. Why? What are you doing, Joe? And the thing was, the game was not like in our hand at that point. It wasn't like it was a 20-point lead or even like a 15-point lead. Like, come on, what are you doing? The fans loved it. I loved it at the time because I'm like, hey, all right, Blake, woo. But then he played a lot longer than I anticipated. It was just insane.
I don't understand.
All of our concern coming into the playoffs is Joe Mazzulla going to be able to pull the right switches, and did he have the balls to tell Marcus Smart, you're not going to be on the floor at the end of the game. We're putting Derek White. And obviously last night he didn't have the balls to do it.
So if you contrast that to the Knicks and how Thibodeau benched Randall at the end of the game, because he's like, Randall's giving me nothing. He's giving me nothing, so I'm going to put him on the bench, and they ran away with the game at the end of the game. Now, I don't know why Mazzulla is so hell-bent on Smart. I love Smart. I've loved Smart. I think he's one of my favorite all-time Celtics. But that being said, he just doesn't have it for some reason. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's injured. I don't know if he's lost a step over the last year, but he just doesn't have it.
He broke his ass the other night. I'll give him that much.
Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't be ambulatory right now if I felt like that, but I'm also not a millionaire basketball player. So
right, and he's the type of guy that gets up and plays through injury. So I give him a lot of credit for that.
Yep.
I love that. But in previous years, that's that steal that he tried to go after for against Trae Young that they called a foul on. In previous years, he comes up with that steal, right? And those are the types of plays that he could have made if he was at full health or he hadn't lost a step. I don't know which one of those two things it is. But to me, you put Derek White in the game, and you're not worried about that. Derek White is fresh. He's quick. He recovers easily. So on a guy like Trae Young, who's so quick, Derek White can get after it a little bit harder than Marcus Smart can.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the thinking. I'm with you, Rubber Shoes. I'd rather see somebody like Grant Williams or Peyton Pritchard in the game than Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin, I like his effort, but let's be honest. Grant Williams gives us more. He just does. He gives us more. Yep. More offense. I mean, he can knock down the three. Blake Griffin is spotty at best. So I don't know. I just overall it was just such a disappointing loss. It kept me awake all night. Then I had to watch the Suns.
I would have called you.
Beat the Clippers. You should have. You should have. I was
awake. I was awake. I don't think I was very sober, but I was
slide into your DMs. You up?
Oh, all right.
Oh, hello.
But the other thing is too is like with Smart though. I don't understand, and they even showed Jaylen Brown going, "Why would you foul there?" You could see it on his lips when he
yeah.
You're fouling him at half court when they're in the bonus. A guy that shoots 89% from the free throw line. Like, granted, to your point, a lot of the times in previous seasons, Smart comes up with that big play. It's a big turnover.
Yep.
But that, if you're looking at risk reward percentage at that point, even like previous years, that's probably like 30-70. Most likely 30% success, 70%. You're going to get called for a foul. And it's probably less now, especially the way that game was being officiated, which, by the way, was horrendous. That game was just horribly officiated. The technical foul they called on Jason Tatum.
God.
Complete and utter bullshit. Like, that's not okay.
The fix was definitely in.
Yeah, it was horrible. And, I don't understand why Janet Jackson's people didn't call the NBA and say, we've already got this venue booked for Thursday. Can we just make sure the Celtics wrap it up?
I love that that's on your radar. Is Mama Dukes going to that show or what? Janina would be all about it.
It's in Atlanta.
Atlanta. Sorry.
Yeah. It was just funny that that was like one
Taylor
of the first
Swift
things
and
that
Janet
happened.
Jackson are now on Friday night. They're both playing in Atlanta on Friday night.
Wonderful.
Yep. Except it's crazy.
I'm super confident in my 4-2 that I called, and I'm also horrified because is this the team that sort of languished their way through some of these games this season? And is this as good as they are? Like, the fact that we're struggling right now is horrifying. The fact that Philadelphia is just resting right now bothers me. And you could argue, well, they're coming in, they'll have Juju coming off a win and ready for Philly, and Philly might be rusty. No, you let the beard rest, and I don't know. That's not great. And
this is what ultimately cost them the championship last year. Is they played extra games they didn't have to play
elongated their
because
season.
They couldn't close out series, and it showed in the finals.
Smoked. They were
didn't
tired.
And Jason Tatum a couple days ago said, "Oh yeah, we learned from that. We know we need to take care of business and this that." And then they throw up that in the second half last night. It's like, did you listen to yourself?
Yeah.
So go ahead, Scotty.
Sorry, but you brought up Jason Tatum, and for some reason, Homeboy's getting a pass for last night. I haven't heard.
Yeah, I don't understand it
about his game. He was god awful. Now he had 7 assists, or and like 8 or 9 rebounds.
Yeah, he led in rebounds and assists, but he only had 19 points.
And he was 8 for 24 from the field. 1 for 10 or 1 for 11 from 3. Like, dude, he just it was really, really, really bad. That, like, especially the first quarter, he was taking piss poor shots. He threw up 2 air balls in the first quarter.
Yeah,
but nobody for some reason. And I love Tatum. Don't get me wrong, love him. Kid's a superstar. But when he has games like this, I do feel like for whatever reason, the media, fans, they don't get on him nearly as much. If it was JB, if that was Jaylen Brown, we should have traded him for da-da-da or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, for whatever reason, Tatum, I feel like gets a pass. I think it's a Duke thing that bothers me. Maybe that's what it is. Strong possibility.
Well, I think Jaylen Brown, it's interesting because Jaylen Brown is really stepped up in the last, I would say even the last 2 weeks of the regular season, and then the first few games of this series. I mean, I look at the game and I go, all right, how is Jaylen Brown playing before I think about Tatum? Because for some reason, Tatum just feels like he's just, I don't know. I don't want to say he's fallen off because he hasn't. I mean, he had 31 in game 4. But nonetheless, he feels like, just eye test wise, he looks like he's not performing at a superstar level. You know, you look at a game like the Heat and the Bucks game where Jimmy Butler puts up 56. Now, I know that's somewhat of an anomaly. He's not going to shoot the ball the way he did in that night, probably again. But Jimmy Butler is a guy who just, you expect it every single night. And I don't think we're at that point with Tatum yet.
Well, which is horrifying because should we navigate this series, the next series, Miami stays on track, they're going to be the Eastern Conference Final for us, right?
Yeah.
If they beat
the Knicks,
Miami,
should they continue on? That's my point. Yeah. So certainly when they were doing high school superlatives, wherever he grew up, Joe Mazzulla did not get most enigmatic because he's just not. But he's got some really good one-liners. Somebody was asking, "Did you notice a difference when Jaylen took off the mask?" And he said, "Yeah, you can see his face." He's got some really good dry stuff that I appreciate.
Yeah.
Are we finding out that he's not the coach? And is there enough mismanagement? And I'm not smart enough to watch basketball and be able to pick on Joe Mazzulla in an educated manner. So I'm counting on you guys to do that. Are we honestly, and here comes blasphemy, because if we're in a couple of months, there's duck boats and a couple trophies and one of them's getting held by Tatum, I won't change my tune. I'll own what I'm about to say. Are we figuring out that he's not the guy? Is he getting a pass because we think he might be the guy and Jaylen's getting beaten on because we've decided as a city that he's not the guy?
Well, they should have figured that out before they signed him for 4 years.
Well, I don't know that. I
Every
have to
team
say
needs that person. It's Trey for the Hawks. It's Curry for Golden State. Everybody has that dude. And is nobody willing to take it? Because I never watch the game and feel like he's our alpha. He's our best player. But I know it's semantics, but that's different.
Well, I don't know.
Or most talented. I don't know if he's our best player. I don't know if he's our best player.
I don't want to dump on the guy because he's had a tough stretch, but I mean, he put up 30 a game over the course of the season, the most that any Celtic has ever averaged. Now, I know we're in a different era of scoring, and that
Scotty's wearing a Bird shirt.
Yeah, I get it, but Bird never averaged 30 points a game.
Read the room. No, I'm
Bird,
just
Bird didn't want to, but that was the thing. Bird didn't want to. Bird could have, and he just never did because he didn't want to. I think Tatum needs to, in some situations, even though the team is really, I don't think, to answer your question, sorry, Adam, I'm going to cut you off, but Timmy, real quick, I don't think the team's built for a guy. I don't think it's structured that way. I think that there are other teams in the NBA, where they need to, like Atlanta needs the guy. They need Trae Young. Trae Young took 38 shots last night, something like that. It's a ridiculous amount.
I couldn't keep track. I was mesmerized by the hair. Go ahead.
That's the other thing that pisses me off. They had one and a half guys that you had to worry about last night. You had Trae Young and Bogdanovich had a decent game. At the end of the game, you need to double Trae and take your chances with the other two. It's like, don't let Trae beat you at that point.
I don't know.
He was going to take one from.
I think it's easy to say that, though, right? I mean, don't let Trae Young beat you. The guy is a beast. I mean, he hasn't been playing his best basketball, but
so the answer is to stay 10 feet away from him.
When he's at the logo, yeah. I mean, yes. You're only up.
Because
you're only down 1 point.
He's never hit one before. He's never hit one in.
But
ever.
rubber shoes. Okay, but play the law of averages for a second. You're down 1. Okay, I mean you're up 1. Okay, and you're like, all right, well, if this guy hits a freaking logo 3, right?
What are you guys saying?
Good for him.
We lose by 2.
But if he blows by you, and you either foul him and he goes to the free throw line, as Scotty pointed out, he's an 89% free throw shooter. Or he gets by you and puts a layup in, everybody's second guessing that. So what's your option? To me, the percentages are in your favor.
Double team him.
If you give him a logo 3.
Make him give up the ball.
Yeah,
tackle him.
I think that's easier said than done.
Which Marcus did seconds later.
We don't know because they never tried it the whole game. So
listen, I know the large percentage of people are listening to the podcast. Some of them are watching the podcast. Scotty, what
Sorry
in
about-
the
sorry about
hell? What in the hell is that crystal decanter of love? What do you got?
Oh,
What
my.
in the mother of Christmas is that?
So-
What is it?
My brother's future son-in-law, I guess. Yeah.
All right.
My oldest niece is getting
I like him
married.
already. I like the cut of his
Travis,
jib.
he's a good kid. He's a good
Yeah.
kid. So he bought me this canter and with matching glasses.
Love it.
Of course.
And
What's in there?
12-year-old Glenlivet
Oh,
with smoked oak.
heavens to Betsy.
You guys
In
are
honor,
speaking language I don't understand.
in honor of Time Lord, I'm drinking Juice Lord,
Oh, there you go.
which is
back.
absolute favorite.
Hey.
If you're friends, if you're nearby beautiful downtown Woburn, Lord Hobo is one of the best in the area, I think. And this
How
is
often are you nearby downtown Woburn?
I'm not. They sell it in local stores.
Oh, okay.
Yes. My local liquor haberdashery has it, which is
Got it.
which is what actually we call it the Stratford Mall. There's this little tiny gas station, Adam, in Stratford.
Yeah.
Isinglass, and they carry Lord Hobo, which boom sauce is great.
Oh, yeah, you've had
I'd
that
have
before.
to send for a helicopter if I had one of those.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Juice Lord is just. I mean, the logo alone. This could
Yeah,
this
that's
could be
great.
full of cat hair and warm mayonnaise. I'd still drink it. Look at the logo, baby. It's phenomenal. They're never going to sponsor us now because I just likened their yeah.
I'm pretty sure they weren't planning on sponsoring
What are you,
us.
what
so
are you
we're
getting?
good.
I'm getting citrus notes and toenail. Yeah.
Maybe they'll
I'll
get
sign
Time
it.
Lord as his NIL deal.
I gotta be honest. I'm so confused that Rubber Shoes isn't at something. Like, did Joe and Leslie fire you? Like, what's going on? We didn't even get there, by the way. We skipped right over that. We'll have to give them some love later. Our friends at AAA Work Trucks. Why are you home? Shouldn't you be at something? Anything? No?
It's playoff time. They keep the tickets for themselves.
Well, I completely
Oh,
appreciate
good for
that.
them. Good for them.
And that is
would
ownership. I
too.
like that. Yes.
That's
God,
right.
God bless them.
That's ownership. That's right.
Yeah.
So
love the
I just
caddy
want to
more.
go back to
Joe's
this.
up in his skybox stealing his own steak tips. It's the American way. I love it. Yes.
Where is LB going?
I don't know. I'll have to get more scotch. I don't know. Go ahead. Yep.
I was just going to say this. The one more thing on the Celtics before we move on to happier topics.
Yeah, Chris Sale.
You know, if you look back at the last time they won the championship, two of their series went 7 games, and the other 2 went 6 games. Right. So, everybody's worried about, are they going to be exhausted at the end of the season? I mean, at the end of the playoffs. Maybe, but I think everybody's exhausted at the end of the playoffs, so it matters more about your execution. I think, to me, what's more concerning about the fact that they have to play an extra game is their execution was so poor down the stretch. And so these guys are 25, 26 years old. They're not going to be so tired that they can't play with the guys that are in the finals. I think it's more concerning that their execution is just piss poor down the stretch against a team, quite frankly, that they should have run out of the gym last night.
1,000% agree, Adam. I don't think you could have said it better. I think I'm not, with Philly resting or whatever, it is what it is. Like, for me, I don't care about that. I think to Adam's point, it is really just they need to have a better killer instinct.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, someone like Tatum or Brown or White or Brogdon, I mean, you have 4 legitimate scorers that can all create their own shot. And you need to have, at least one of them needs to have a killer instinct to finish games. Or at least maybe it'd be nice to have 2 of them, right? I mean, Tatum and Brown are supposed to be like the best duo in
you
the
only
NBA,
put
and-
2 of them on the floor, so only 2
Right.
of them can.
But that's just it. And that's a weird thing. Joe put Brogdon in late in the game instead of White, where if you look at like the first 4 games or 5 games, it was like more White was near. I don't know. Maybe because he got his 6th Man of the Year award that night. I don't know. And everyone cheered for him, I guess. I don't know.
Nice trophy, by the way. I like that
Super.
trophy.
Dude, have you seen all the trophies they did? Like the
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
the crystal all around them now. Most improved player got it. Everyone got it. It's very
I like
very fancy.
So I know you guys probably talked about this because there was probably some dirt about this happening when I was gone. So Ime's in Houston. And the rumor is that Silas was in our building yesterday. Are they bringing him into, like, that's not, is anybody not shocked by that? Like, that seems odd.
As the head coach?
I don't know what for, but apparently he had a building visit in the last 24 hours.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he wouldn't be for head coach. They just signed
No,
Missoula
I know,
to-
but
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Well,
there-
here's the thing: Damon Stoudemire, there is an open seat on the assistant coach perspective because
True.
Damon Stoudemire took the college head coach of a college
Georgia
that I'm
Tech.
blanking on right now. Thank you.
Is it Georgia Tech? Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, so that's a strong possibility.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Just interesting that they wouldn't wait. I don't know. They wouldn't wait till their season was over. They'd have people marching through. I don't know. And there's an open seat, sure, but they've.
Yeah, I think just quickly looking at the Google results on it, it looks like they're bringing him in as, like Scotty said, as a potential assistant coach.
Sure. Oh,
So-
no, I wasn't thinking to be head coach because they might make that decision, right? At some point, they might decide that Joe is not the guy. That wasn't my thought process. I just thought it was odd that during the process, while things are going on, they get somebody marching around. You know, there is an open seat. It wouldn't scare any other assistant coaches. I just thought it was weird that they would do it now.
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't think we need any lack of focus based on the microfiche from last night. You know.
I think lost in all of this though is Brown's series. I mean, Brown is having a monster series. He had 36 last night. He had 31 the night before. I forget what he had in the first 2 games, or the first 3 games, but he's been lights out. I mean, you want to talk about a superstar? There's your guy right there. I think he's making the case to get the super max deal, assuming he gets all NBA. And the Celtics better pay him. That's all. I just if they lose him, it's going to be just as big as the Red Sox losing Mookie Betts or bigger, I think. So
It'll be a huge loss. I know I was actually texting Stoney last night and about hey, like this is going to be the Jaylen Brown game. I said that early first half when he had like 26 or something like that in the first half, 23 or whatever. And I'm like, this is because I had said earlier, I'm like, this is going to be Tatum's game. Like he's going to close things out. And then I texted him back and I'm like, never mind. It's the Jaylen Brown game right now, And,
Awesome.
And then we texted at the end and said, no, it was just a shitty game.
Yeah. Well, what's frustrating is that a lot of people have been pinning the game on Jaylen Brown. And I'm like, because he made one difficult play or decision at the end, like, no way. It's not his fault. I mean, they all made bad plays at the end. So he's part of it. But the whole team
he shouldn't have been, like he
just
said, he shouldn't have been
stunk
in that
up the place.
position.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is choking me, by the way. So I am gonna
Look at him.
Choking. Oh, that's apropos.
I
Got
love-
it.
my fourth neck. Yeah, exactly. It really
I love the look. I want you to put on the backward pants. What was the name of those
Yes,
kids?
crisscross.
Crisscross. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
I went as crisscross to my middle school dance, just so you
That's
know.
a terrible idea. Terrible
It was
idea.
fantastic at the time.
Was it,
I
though?
got King the Conqueror going on here.
Oh,
Oh,
look at
nice.
that. I do.
The
can't we talk-
wardrobe on you people is unbelievable. Honestly, like I have no T-shirts like that. I have very few jerseys. I have a couple of sweatshirts. That's it. You guys are like
I could literally wear a different superhero T-shirt for almost 2 months.
that's bananas to me. Is this what is happening? Where is the money coming from for this wardrobe? These T-shirts
and
are like
we could
30
discuss.
bucks
We
each.
could discuss rubber shoes, but that's a whole spin-off we're starting next fall.
This is awesome. Though. Look at
Yeah.
this. Time.
I mean, I like it.
Oh my
Don't
God.
get me wrong. I like it. I love it. I mean, it's not. I probably wouldn't buy it for myself, but I like it. I just don't. I don't know where all this money is coming from.
He's wearing a Banana Republic dad T-shirt, and he's judging.
Oh,
you.
this is not Banana Republic.
Oh,
this is
please.
this is Walmart
guy.
right here. All right.
It's over years, Adam. It's over years. We don't
Over
it's like,
years.
we don't
Okay. All
buy
right.
it-
I need.
we don't buy a shirt and get rid of it the next day. Like I have stuff that's probably close to 20 years old.
Yeah, he still has
wow.
all his Lakers gear. Yep.
Well,
Just
that
in
would
case
have
they
been
get
30
good
years
again.
old.
30 years old. Yeah, he's not denying. He's just fixing my math. Radio Raheem. He's gonna go back there and get his shoes. Yep.
Subscription. My wife actually set me up with a long time ago with like a monthly
Stitch
T-shirt
Fix.
company.
Oh, a T-shirt company. Okay.
No, yeah.
Are you serious?
Before it was DC, and I got a bunch of DC stuff. Now it's Marvel.
Are you?
And,
That's an actual thing that exists. It's like
course,
like the
1000%.
Subscription box.
Columbia
Yeah,
Music
Ty-
Group. Like
You can.
Yeah,
there's
Tyler used
one
to
that you can
get
get.
wrestling
There's a dive bar
boxes.
subscription, and you get a T-shirt from a different dive bar every month. Same concept.
What rock am I living under? What is going on?
Like I get Stitch Fix, They send you a box of clothes.
Yeah, I've seen Stitch Fix. That's for business, more like business attire. Right?
Well, it can be whatever you want it to be. It can be whatever you want it
I
to
got
be.
my Toms. I got a really nice pair of Toms from Stitch Fix.
Yep.
Oh, all right.
Pair of shoes.
Yeah.
Jeez, we don't do that type of
You
stuff.
got a
down
princess
here in
up, kid.
Connecticut,
Look at the crew you're rolling with. Yeah.
I know. Honestly, I got to step my game up.
You got Scotty hasn't left his basement, won't leave until the playoffs are over. Right? The wife's just sliding down. The wife's just sliding meals down the stairs. Right? Calling the authorities every other day for a wellness check. They just go around outside to the French doors. Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
Go out there and
Honestly, do you leave the basement? Because why would you? You have 2 giant screens on your wall. You've got arcade games everywhere.
He's down there at 3:30 talking to Japan. He's in meetings all day. Plays a little Frogger, and he'll be on the Bruins in 10 minutes. Yeah.
This is literally what I look like. This is 90% of my day.
There it
Look at
is.
him. I love it.
Dialing for dollars.
Yep.
It's 90% of my day. And then when I get really tired, this is like the other part where I look like Timmy.
Oh, very nice. All right. Can you
Unfortunately.
does the headset work over at the video game so you can be on a conference call and banging out some NBA Jam?
I thought he was tossing on Ray-Bans for when he does, a little therapeutic in between the meetings, right? He's got a big meeting with Denmark. I gotta dope up for it. Puff give.
Dope up for it.
I had a meeting. I did have a meeting with Ecuador though, and I think somebody in Ecuador was. Yeah.
Somebody has to. Somebody has to. I love it. God bless him. Oh, Rubber Shoes is a cocktail. What's happening? What do you got? No, just a seltzer. Is it a Fresca?
Spindrift.
Spindrift. Good stuff.
Do you drink during the games?
What's that?
No, but I had my 30 days no alcohol. I had a Mai Tai on Saturday.
Oh, right. It was Rubber Shoe's birthday. We talked
Yes,
about this
birthday
last week.
weekend. He was at the
happy
Loon.
birthday.
Whiskey and Coke on Sunday, and now I'm back on the wagon. I put on 7 pounds over the weekend. I'm back on.
Holy shit! What are you eating on 7 pounds?
Getting rid of everything again.
Oh
Back on the
my!
diet.
I love that in the same sentence he mentioned not drinking, drinking, Kowloon, and 7 pounds. That is good work, young Padawan. I am so proud of you. That's amazing.
What did you eat at the Kowloon? That was
We go in, we just order you order the left-hand side of the menu. Yeah.
But you only do appetizers, you told me. That's all you do?
Yes. Yeah, I had
Oh man.
Saugus
That's a
wings.
lot of
You gotta get
appetizers.
Saugus wings.
beef teriyaki, chicken fingers, boneless spare ribs, Saugus wings,
Amen, sister.
and a Mai Tai. But then I had
A
my
Mai Tai?
birthday cake. I had I haven't drank in 30 days. I'm not going to have more than one.
Yeah.
I'm the one that drives.
Oh, that's a terrible idea. Yeah. See, I've got a designated driver. The wife will get me to and from. It's really funny. Over the winter, my mom traveled with my oldest sister to Grenada, and she sent some picture, and they were like joking about what her profile looked like. It was the stupid thing. But ultimately, Cheryl was basically like, can you figure out what I look like? Whoever guesses correctly goes on the next trip. Now, we're guessing. I nail it. And Janita's laughing at me because, like, if Jennifer got it right, Jennifer would have been like, we're going back to Ireland or something. Like, you're right. Mom's like, anywhere in the world, Timothy, where do you want to go? I'm like, Saugus. So at some point, I should just pick up Rubber Shoes because I owe him a trip as well.
You should.
Yes.
Oh, you're a cheap date. She's talking Grenada,
question.
Ireland, and yours talking Saugus. That's pretty good.
Yeah. You know what?
Does
Listen,
Cheryl know how to get onto YouTube? Because I noticed, like, we don't get any comments from her during the live shows now.
I sent her. She has the link. We spoke yesterday because we explained, that she needs to go to the YouTube. So I don't know if she's there. If she found it, hopefully she does. She'll get it figured out.
Well, good news is YouTube has a DVR feature. You can just come watch it whenever you want. So
I was asked, Adam, to not refer to the fact that she records everything. So we're not going to talk about her recording.
Oh, pardon
everything.
me.
Yes.
Pardon me all to hell then.
Yes. Because she's probably standing near her computer trying to put in the VHS tape, which is confounding at best. Yeah. Where is the cloud? God damn it. Anyway, I want to get to the Bruins. I can't wait to get to the Bruins.
Too many peeptinos.
Go ahead,
I
Scotty.
have one Kowloon thing though before we get off the Kowloon.
There's always time. Always time.
There's always
Always
time,
time. Always time.
The wife and I went to I guess 2 weeks now. Went
Yeah.
to Seabrook, the new casino in Seabrook. The Brook.
Brook,
Or
yep,
whatever.
yep, yep,
That
yep.
Queen cover band.
Yep.
Like I mentioned it during one of the shows. So we get in there. First of all, the cover band was amazingly ridiculous and hilarious. And
Who were they a
by
cover
far
band
the-
of?
Queen.
Oh,
Oh,
Queen.
love it.
Okay.
Love it.
Yeah, and we were probably the youngest people there,
Oh.
most likely. But it was great. It was a hilarious show, and like the guy lead singer was halfway decent. But the best part was when we sat down at the table, they had a sign where it was like Kowloon, basically just you could order off this it was basically like a make your own Kowloon to go box essentially or whatever like for dinner.
What?
I got so excited, and Amy was super confused. She's like, "Why are you so happy?" And I'm like, "You have no idea." Like, this is, I meant to take a picture or whatever, but I didn't get a chance to do that. But yeah, so I made my own little box or whatever to go and had that later on in the evening. But
They have
it
a
was just totally
Kowloon
random
kiosk
that
at the Brook?
Yeah, at the Brook. Kowloon at the Brook. It was the weirdest thing.
Wow.
Out of nowhere, and it was just happened to be in this, and it was only in the event. It was only in the event. If you walked around the casino,
So they
which is
got
super
Kowloon
small-
catered.
They must have brought the truck
Yeah.
up. There's a truck.
There's a Kowloon truck?
Oh, 1,000%,
Yeah.
dude. When you pass Kowloon, always parked on the street side. Rubber shoes knows what I'm talking about. Much like the AAA work truck with a shirtless William Francis Corey. They also have delicious meat on the side of the truck. It's a pictures of their food. Yes, there's a Kowloon truck that you can have come to your house. Come to any
Wow.
event you want.
Will they come to Connecticut?
I'm sure the Wongs will figure it out. I'm sure there's a number attached to it that would be delicious. But yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
But it was amazing.
Oh,
The
so
food was awesome.
what I was looking for at the Kowloon, the rumor is that John Cena gave back those sneakers to the Kowloon.
Oh, and they're
signed
gonna
them and
put
gave it to
and
him, but
they're gonna be in a shadow box.
I was looking, I couldn't find them, but
That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm thinking now, and this is a little outside of baseball we can discuss later. Maybe that's where we have our meeting, boys. We have that meeting coming up.
Oh, yeah. I don't mind.
Maybe that's where we have the meeting. Yes, everybody's like, yep. I mean,
What's
honest
that?
conversation will get nothing done. But listen,
Yeah, of course.
we'll stretch our legs. Anyway, all right. So I can't wait to get to the Bruins. Exciting. We have to discuss I don't want to talk about the math. I'm sure John Henry doesn't want to talk about that. Can we talk about Dr. Sale? Can we talk about what's not happening there? Can we talk about what's going on? And again, I forget what I even chose. Somebody wrote it down. Rubber Shoes is pretty good at archiving all of our predictions. I know I was remarkably positive and aspirational about my prediction for the Red Sox. I'm holding to that because I think there's a lot of things it's going to be a cacophony of errors, and it's also just going to be a whole bunch of stuff's going to happen. And they're going to do, I won't say great, they're going to do really well. I think, what did I say? What did I predict them to finish at? Something ridiculous.
you said 90 something, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the high 90s on wins.
Yeah.
How is he not prepared to go? He's gone 6 innings at the most. I'm going off the top of my head. Correct me. I'm sure I'm wrong. I think his deepest, and I know the new baseball, they don't go more like 5 is journeyman numbers.
Yeah,
he's going 6
They've only
innings at
had
best.
2 pitchers go past 5 innings so far.
I appreciate that. So he's gone
Starters.
6 innings was his best game. He's carrying 8.2 on ERA, and I think game 2, April the 18th or whatever, he had like 11 strikeouts. And when you look at his numbers, it's not making sense. So
Yeah, he
I'm
had one
focused.
really good start, and
yeah,
like even at the game the other day, did he have 1 strikeout? Maybe.
he's dominated. Like when you put the strikeouts next to the walks and you don't look at his win-loss, you'd be like, well, that doesn't make any sense. So obviously you can blame it on some timely hitting or lack thereof. But what's going on? Like, how can he not be ready? And his press conferences, like,
So
you want to root for the
it's-
guy, but I'm just annoyed because he couldn't start. He didn't make the start on opening day because it was his birthday and it was a Thursday and his feelings were hurt. Like there's always a reason he's not starting.
He had no strikeouts in that game on Monday. Well, so his problem is, and you figure
We don't have time for that. You're gonna have to restrict your thoughts. Yeah.
he's pitched. He pitched once last year. Didn't pitch the year before. It's a feel thing. He's still trying to remember how to pitch. So like the stuff is there. He has like the stuff's moving. He has velocity. He has to figure out how to pitch again, how to throw the slider and get it for a strike instead of like his fastball, which is so weird. His fastball is the pitch has been all over the place. He has no control over it. He's got to find his control. The stuff is there. It's like that game that he had, the 11 strikeouts and his one win. He was phenomenal, but he has to be able to repeat that. And it's frustrating to him, as you saw on Monday, where he, went in the dugout and was slamming coolers.
Yeah, and like that's what bothers me the most is he's doing that, and you always see that happen, and then suddenly, and of course they don't do this. This is a hockey thing. Then suddenly he has an upper body injury. Like you're healthy. Like him slamming anything right now don't do that. Because if you do something really stupid to show your emotion that you're upset that you didn't perform well, and it puts you back on the DL.
Am I remembering? Isn't this the guy that slammed the TV in Worcester? Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
It's time to move on from him, isn't it? Time to move on from him.
Not at what we owe him. Not with the money. Nobody's taking him. Nobody's taking him.
Take the loss. Take the loss.
I got to give credit. Oladipo did make it off the floor with help. He didn't at one point. That's a left turn. That he need. Well, about the different sports and how they get back to stop playing again. So Oladipo got helped off. He originally had asked for the stretcher to come get him, but they had made it off. How many times do you see a NBA player on the floor rolling around and they go to the locker room and they come back out and nothing happened.
Paul Pierce,
Sebastian
every Lakers
Aho,
game ever.
the wheelchair. Yeah, the wheelchair. Yes.
Sebastian Aho of the Carolina Hurricanes took a puck to the face last night. Went in the locker room, got stitched up, came back out and scored a goal his first shift back on the ice. Those guys are amazing. The hockey players, it's amazing. They'll get stitched up right on the bench if they'd let them, and get back out there and play.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Sale needs to go. To be honest with you, I think he needs to go. I know we owe him a lot of money, but cut our losses.
Two more years. What are you gonna do with him?
Just get rid of him. Pay him and
stay home.
Send him off on his way. Stay home. That's right. They do it in the NBA all the time. They'll grab a guy and they'll either sit him on the bench or tell him, by the way, you have a season-ending injury. Go home.
They've done that. They I believe last year, Kung Fu Panda that they had just got off their books. They had that other guy that the Cuban guy they had. They paid him sick amounts of money. They just finished paying him. Like they do that, and because of that, they don't go out and get people because it's like, oh, we're already paying. We're paying Chris Sale $30 million. We're not going to go out and get someone to fill his shoes. So you might as well have him on the roster because they're not gonna do anything by getting rid of him.
I think the frustrating thing with Sale, sorry, buddy, is the division's so good, right? The division is. I mean, the Sox are actually they're at 500. They played 13-13, but they're like 8 games back or whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, Tampa Bay's been freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, 20-4, which they'll cool off obviously as it goes and stuff too. But I think what the frustrating thing with Sale is Billy, I would say probably 99% of the time, I'd be with you and say like, hey, just let them write it out. Let them figure it out. Baseball is the longest season ever. It's actually longer than the NBA playoffs. It's amazing. I don't know how it happens, but it's true. But, it's let them figure it out. But because of the division being so ridiculously difficult in the toughest division in baseball by leaps and bounds. It's hard because you're like, okay, well, these 6 or 7 losses he gives us between April and May is going to really just not allow us even get into the wild card, right? So it is tough to kind of sit back and I'm not where Adam is, where he's like, fuck, I'm getting just bring him out to the side of the street and put 2 in his head and call it a day,
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not like that. I just
grab the cannoli, leave the gun. Yeah.
Situation.
For the record, I did not advocate killing Chris Sale. I just said get him off the team.
I feel like you
just
did.
So we're not.
I feel like you did.
Not really. I didn't.
Feel like you did.
Well,
not even close.
You
actually,
get what
okay.
you get what you got last year. Yeah,
Biden's
Connor
America.
Siebold.
We're fighting for the soul of America, Adam. We're fighting for the soul of America.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness somebody is.
Oh, God help us. Anyway, keep going. Keep drinking,
So
Scotty.
if
Keep
you
drinking.
don't have Chris Sale, you're gonna have Connor Siebold pitching again, like we did last year. We had Josh Witkowski in your starting rotation.
Exactly.
Right now we have, Cutter Crawford's still in our starting rotation, which is another thing. So they got Garrett Whitlock back, they got Brian Bayo back, and they have a 6-man rotation right now. They're not putting anyone down. It's like
I don't know what
has got to go.
Well, whoa, hold on. Is it Bloom or is it Cora here? Because
Hey, listen,
Bloom's not
Rubber Shoes
making
can
the
say
decision
that.
for a
He
6-man
shared
rotation.
space with him.
So, which I was just,
I missed what you said.
Bloom gives Cora the players. He says, these are the plays you have. This is what you're doing. And you're going to use Garrett Whitlock as a starter. You're going to use Tanner Houck as a starter. He's telling them what the analytics say.
You're saying that he is telling the manager who to play?
Yeah.
Oh,
Really? I don't see that happening. Where are you getting that information? Or is it just like
no, everything is so this is Heim Bloom is sink or swim this year. So he's telling Cora, you need to do it's kind of like Moneyball, where Billy Bean said, these are the plays you got to play. I want Hattie at first.
I appreciate that because when you started saying that, I thought of that movie. Phenomenal movie, by the way. Phenomenal movie, by the way. And Cora, what's the word I'm looking for? Fucking despises Heim Bloom. like the fact that they haven't fought at the dais yet is spellbinding. There's no way that Cora has, because Cora's got enough cachet that he would fight, but he would bring it to the press politely that was happening in the background. I'm not saying it's an impossibility, Billy. Nobody knows. You've been closer to all of them than us. You were up in the suite asking Heim Bloom questions, and
that he lied to us about.
I don't want to be annoyed with Heim Bloom, but like the experiment, the grand experiment is over. Like this is not working. And if I had to choose one of them, I'd keep Cora because the clubhouse kids love him.
So this is what the stuff I've heard and read is that Cora is playing out his contract or he'll get fired, one or the other, and he wants to be a general manager. His next step wants to be in the front office. He doesn't want to manage anymore. So I think he's just riding this out until either they say, you're done, we'll pay you to stay home, and he waits for his next job.
Oh.
I don't know. He's such a competitor, though. I don't see him, like, to Timmy's point, just rolling over, showing the belly, and being like, whatever you say. I don't know. It's so hard for me to believe that that's happening with Cora right now. And here's the thing, too. Who's going to hire him as a GM if he goes ahead and lays an egg this year? Which, by the way, they're not really laying an egg. They're just in a really tough division.
They just won, 6 or 7 series in a row. They just lost this series, but they had just won 6 or 7 in a row. So right. But I think it's a thing where, okay, sometimes the coach gets an ego saying, all right, I'm going to show you. You're giving me all this shit that I got to use. I'm going to show you how bad it is. It's like, I don't know. It's so early. I don't know. Maybe I'm not saying it's like to Timmy's point. I'm not saying it's an impossibility, but it's really hard to swallow that. That's what she said.
Oh. He's half a crystal decanter in. I mean, come on. It was bound to happen. Yeah.
There's plenty in here. There's a lot.
He's sipping. He's sipping today.
Those gallons of sorcery at his house right now. Yeah.
Oh, you don't even know. Do you have any idea what I have left over here?
I guarantee I have some idea. Yes, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. You've never been to the house. I've invited you, but you haven't come.
So.
Listen, I was busy sending shitty contractors to your house, so I didn't have time. Yeah.
There's a rift in the clubhouse.
I own that. I'll never forget that. Oh my God.
It's not your fault.
I tried to get him a sheetrock guy. I sent him a shitrock guy. It's a long story. We'll talk about it at Kowloon at the spring meetings.
Didn't we talk about this on the show a handful of episodes ago? Because your basement flooded, right? And you sent him. Timmy sent you. A guy
he asked me for a guy. I went to my guy who should give me a good guy, and he got somebody from a woman's prison. It wasn't great. Yeah. less than stellar.
Oh,
we work things out in a different.
Looks like it still works though. Looks like the house is looking good.
Yeah, because he used another guy, not my guy.
Oh.
My guy's back in the penal colony. That's all right. It's fine. That's all right. It's all right.
Is that another? That's what she said. Joke. It's got to be right.
It's honest work. It's honest work.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
All right. Are we on to the Bruins? We on to the Bruins because we are very, very soon. Unfortunately, we might only have the Red Sox to talk about. So.
Oh God. Bite your tongue.
Let's discuss the Bruins.
Yoshida's doing great the last few days, by the way.
Look at dude. I want to send an ambulance for you. Are you having a stroke? We just changed the Bruins. You went back to baseball. We're talking baseball. You went to basketball. Speaking of Yoshi, did anybody see the Super Mario Brothers movie?
With no transition, he's just like Oladipo. I was like, what?
The boys did with my ex, and they said it was phenomenal.
I think the Mario Brothers movie.
It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah,
you saw it?
I think
it's so good.
They did a good job. I think I was so hyped up because I heard from so many people that it was so well done. You have to admit, Adam, the writing was very predictable.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it was. I know. It's a kids movie. I know. I know. I'm not at cons. I know. But there was a lot of hype around it, and I'm just like, meh. And Cameron's just like, do you think they'll make another one? I'm like, yeah. They signed.
1,000%.
Chris Pratt was signed to 3 movies. If it does well, there'll be a 2 and a 3.
Right.
Right.
I thought it was. I thought it was really good the way they worked in all of the different games. Like it wasn't just like Mario. Here's Mario.
Yep.
But like I loved when he's at Peach's castle and he has to do the obstacle course.
Yes.
Like that was really well done. I thought.
Yeah,
spoiler alert.
Then. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler
Sorry,
alert.
Scotty. Sorry, Scotty. I know you were hoping to watch this Oscar-nominated film in the theaters, but
Rubber Shoes. This just in: when they walk Old Yeller behind the barn, she dies. Okay, yeah. Spoiler alert. Jesus Christ.
Peach lives in a castle. Spoiler alert.
Oh my god. Well, and I love that was really funny at the beginning. They're like, she's not at this castle. I'm like, oh my god, that's everything. That was everything from that whole video game. But if you're a dork, and we're dorks at the Lindsay household, you sit through all the credits, and there's always something on the other side of the credits. And they go back into the sewers, and the camera's like droning through all these sewer pipes, and then it stops, and there's an egg, and it rattles, and it cracks, and you see Yoshi, and it goes black.
Oh, I didn't see
that.
So
they showed the birth of Yoshi. So Yoshi, yeah, there's 2 right there, right?
Wait.
Adam hasn't been to Marvel movies that he knows has to watch.
Yeah, I don't watch that. I don't watch that shit. No, I don't watch that.
Every time you go to a movie now, Adam, you have to Google, you have to look it up and say, hey, is there like a mid or after credit scene? You got to do that every movie.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will do that. I don't go to the movies enough. I guess this was the first movie I'd been to in a while. So.
And for video gamers, it was a double entendre because you watch the camera go. And what did they find? They found an egg. And in video gaming, when you find things that aren't meant to be found, they're called Easter eggs.
Right.
So that was a whole play on everything.
Also, I was very happy to know, spoiler alert again, that they used the
Red
suit
Sox suck?
from.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
The suit from Super Mario 3, where he can spin his tail and he can fly and everything.
Yep.
I liked that. Yeah, I liked that. The raccoon.
Well done. Yeah, I love Nintendo. Love Nintendo. Even if somebody
Dungeons
could
and
have told me it
Dragons
was
flick.
going to be horrible, I still would have gone because why not?
Yeah.
I did see the Dungeons and Dragons flick, the one with Chris Pine.
Oh yeah.
We went and saw that, dude. Way better than I thought.
Really?
Really? No kidding.
It was really, really good. It was hilarious.
All right.
Yeah. If you like Chris Pine, if you like him as like an actor or whatever, it was a very Chris Pine type of movie. Yeah, it was very good. It was very, very good.
Real quick, while we're stuck here, there was I just saw a trailer for The Equalizer 3 with Denzel. Have you seen that? That's coming.
Saw the trailer, yeah.
That's coming. And also, sort of lost in the Matrix, but I just tripped over this, and it's phenomenal, and it's a series. If you're a Godfather fan, on Paramount Plus, it's called The Offer. And it's the story behind Paramount getting the movie made and their dealings with New York and the Mafia, because the Mafia didn't want it made. Sinatra didn't want it made, because if you read The Godfather, Sinatra was convinced that the singer in the book was based on him, and the Italian community was upset that it made everybody look like they were all connected. And it was just, the whole, disparaging the whole community as criminals. Fascinating. Oh my God, so well done. So well done. Giovanni Ribisi and yeah, so good.
The other movie I'm looking forward to is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Oh.
Which looks really good. Have you seen? Did you see the previews for that? That was at the start of Super Mario Brothers.
Have not. Wasn't paying attention, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, all right. Well,
we were busy eating Swedish
Scotty's
fish.
getting wrapped up.
The executive producer said we haven't talked about the Bruins yet.
Get the hook. You got to get the hook.
Are we just gonna make quick picks? What are we calling for tonight?
Nope, don't do that. Okay.
Oh, it's a great.
Bruins
That's a
win.
great mouse pad. Love it.
Bruins take care of business, even though the Celtics couldn't.
Oh, there's his lead.
Blow.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, Rubber Shoes. Do we see Bergeron tonight?
So all things are pointing to yes, as long he's going to go out for the pre-game skate, and as long as everything feels good, he's playing. And they are not playing Marchand and Bergeron together tonight to start the game.
Breaking it up a little bit. All right.
Yep.
If you look at Giannis and the way he came. Oh, I'm sorry.
So it's
my
the
gosh.
first time since 2017, I believe, that they will not be starting on the same line to start a game. Like they've obviously moved around during games before, but at the start of the game where they're not starting on the same line.
Can you get
First
down
time
the
in,
upstairs?
Isn't it incredible how spoiled we are that they've been skating together long enough that you can reference 6 years ago was the last time they didn't skate together? Pretty awesome.
I don't know.
Ava, what do you know? Tell me what you know, Ava. Ava, first of all, how much Kool-Aid does Daddy have left?
Oh,
Outside.
It's on that side.
we call it gin and juice.
Gin and juice.
Nope,
Yeah.
nope. Thank you. That's going to be awesome. Going to be hearing that from the wife.
Tell
later.
mommy to send Daddy to bed because he's had too much vitamin S. Or is it vitamin B? I don't know if it's Scotch or bourbon. I have no idea.
Read a book. You just wanted me to read a book. That's not fair.
Oh, man.
Ava, who wins tonight? Bruins or Panthers?
Panthers.
Oh, just lost the whole fan base.
For those of you interested, Ava will be on Etsy tonight with free shipping. Yeah. Right out the door. Right out the door.
Send her with Chris Sale. All right, you're done.
Unbelievable. All right, so Scotty, do they finish it off tonight? Yes. Oh my God, he's getting totally blocked out. I love this. Adam, do they finish it tonight?
My expert opinion is yes, that they finish it out.
I love your expert opinion. Rubber Shoes says yes. I say yes. Ava, can you tell everybody to go to AAAworktrucks.com and also go to ATBshow.com? Can you ask Joe and Leslie why they still employ Rubber Shoes? We have so many questions. So many questions. Look at him.
There you go. I heard it.
Ava, can you say goodnight and wave?
So wave.
Awesome. For Scotty, for Adam, for Rubber Shoes, and for God willing, the next round of the NHL playoffs. My name is Timmy. You can check us out online at atbshow.com. Rubber Shoes is back at it in the morning with the Rubber Shoes Wrap Up and Rant. And you can please subscribe, like, share, and comment all over the universe. We'll be back next week. Have a great week. Take care.